Hey everybody, I'm Scott with My Tractor Guy. Let me show you what we got today.
What
would you expect from utility workers?
Look at all that water coming out of that downspout pipe right there.
All right, so what we have here is the water's just kind of running down through here. It's getting in the ground and kind of going in and flooding the basement. He wants to finish the basement off. So what we need to do is create a French drain that comes down through here and exits out on this side of the wall. This is all getting washed out. It looks like there's no rock behind here. So when we dig out to run the pipe underneath there, we'll backfill this with rock before we put dirt back on top of it. So that way it goes into the French drain and exits out from behind the wall, and that'll relieve any static hydrostatic pressure that we're getting on the wall here. But when we run, we're gonna add some base material to his driveway there. And I want to create a swell where the French drain is, so the water comes away from the house and into, and we're going to go a little bit deeper than normal, just so we're protecting the basement. And they've got two downspouts that we've got to tie into a solid pipe. We'll share the same trench and tie those into the same trench and bring them down in the solid pipe. And then we'll eventually join those up together. And I'm putting a catch basin on those solid pipes. I'm gonna put a catch basin in to handle surface water.
So what are you doing again?
It's a divining rod. I can use it to locate the water line.
A dividing rod?
Divining rod that you use to find the water line. Just watch.
What was that?
It found the water line. So I'll mark it with a flag here. Yeah, close enough. And we'll go up this way just a little bit. All right. So your water line is going to be between this one here and that one there, running in that direction to the water meter that's up there by the street. Don't believe me? We'll dig it up.
Found that downspout.
Three hours later.
All right, so go ahead and say it. I know you want to.
That didn't work at all.
No.
Here. Look at this. We all dug from like right here all the way out to here by hand.
So I used the divining rod, and I was sure I was going to find that water line, and so we dug from here to over there by hand to find the water line, and it was right there where we didn't dig. And it's only about maybe 10 inches deep. So I gotta look at code. I don't think that's code, but what we do know is that we got good slope on our ditch.
Slope's good.
So that's gonna work perfect for the French drain portion of this. The other thing we found out, these pipes weren't able to empty out. They're coming down and into here, and then they went up. So they probably weren't even draining. It was probably just backing up, maybe running down inside the wall. That might have been where their water was coming from. Now I've set back some of the dirt over here, and we're gonna compact that, but now I gotta go get my PEX tools and repair a line that I just broke. Score one for the youth. The old man didn't get it done. Oh well, I guess I gotta practice using my divining rod, cause
You didn't believe enough.
Apparently I didn't have the faith. All right. Well, you know what Bobby Boucher said about the divining rod anyway.
My mama told me it was from the devil.
Mama said it's from the devil.
My mama said it was from the devil.
Mama said that. Mama said that. My mom.
Well, right now I'm beginning to think the divining rod was from the devil, because it surely didn't help one bit. All right, we'll check back in when we get ready to fix this line and turn it back on.
Look at all that water coming out of that downspout pipe right there. Good grief.
You got a high spot there.
That's still going. Ridiculous. That is why water was backing up and going into the house. The gutters were not doing anything. Nothing. Alrighty. Another situation update. We finally got this pipe dug out, and what the problem was here is the Y joint was compromised. So it was full of mud, and so that means that downspout was not draining at all. Also, when we dug it out, it seemed to like curve back up. So what I was able to do is I was able to clear all the mud out. Pipe is now clean and ready to go, and I was able to get in with my hands and just kind of scrape dirt out. So now when you press it down all the way, you got good slope. In fact, you can see the water can now drain.
Is it draining?
Yeah. So now you know it's working. So the last thing to do is to dig out where the sides have kind of collapsed on us. It's soft dirt, sand, like right there. We'll dig that out, make sure it's level, and then it's time to run fabric. wasn't that satisfying. We had a pre-cut piece of the socked perforated pipe from another French drain job we did. If you look here, we still got to tuck it under this water line in the middle, but looking at it, it looks like it will be just long enough for what we want. We want it, the French drain, to end about right here, and then it'll join together and just run on out. But yeah, that's just the right length, so I don't even have to cut into that new roll that we thought we were gonna have to use. Alrighty, back to it. Alrighty, French drain is all put in and tied into all the gutters, so here's what we got going on. This is the start right here. We got this downspout, comes down and is tied into that solid pipe right there. We got our perforated pipe with a sock on it, starts right there, and we go all the way down.
So hold on, you got two different pipes in here. Why?
One is a solid pipe, is meant for surface water, like surface water. We consider that surface water on the roof. And then that you can see all the way down there, we have a catch basin which will catch surface water on the ground.
So that's that, that green pipe sticking up out of the ground? What is that?
That's the catch basin right there.
So the catch basin is down at the bottom, and that's an extension to bring it up to the surface?
Yep. We got our perforated pipe, which has a bunch of little slits cut in it, and that is for the actual French drain. It sucks in the subsurface water, helps dry out underneath the ground, and that keeps the top of the ground dry as well.
Now this thing was actually open when you did it, right? It was open and we had a massive rainstorm, a flash flood.
Yeah, this was completely open when we had it. All we had was the two gutters tied in, and it was dry when we came out here.
So all the water went down to the end like it was supposed to. Yeah, there's the water line we hit.
We got our Y coupling right here. That ties into that downspout.
Now why do you duct tape them together?
They don't hold together the best. They need to update their design. So it just gives it a little extra strength while we're backfilling. And once it's surrounded with material, it's not going anywhere.
Okay, so the duct tape's just there to keep it in while you're dumping gravel in it.
Yep.
And then once the gravel's in place, then they're not going to come loose because nothing's going to be jarring them or anything.
Shifting.
All right, so you backfilled in your trench you had going to that one?
Backfilled in the trench so the rock doesn't fan out really wide and mess us up. Talked about that. Then we got our pipe joining connector we have to make ourselves with this special kind of PVC piece.
So this is a My Tractor Guy special right there, right?
Yep.
That allows two pipes beside each other to fit right in. It's a 20-degree elbow that fits into a 45Y. So that 22.5-degree connector makes it so we're go straight, and it just kind of eases in and connects into one pipe to go out up under the wall.
The solid pipe is the straight piece, and then the French drain comes in at an angle because that has significantly less speed.
So there's less velocity of the water.
There's no duct tape on that because that has good connectors.
Those connectors connect great. NDS, I want you to update your connectors on these catch basins.
Couplings you have.
And the couplings you have, they don't work so well. So, especially the Y coupling. Anything we're having to duct tape together in order for us to be able to put the stone on top of it is not good.
The 90s, the Ys.
Yep, the 90s, the Ys, all those connectors.
Basins.
The couplers actually work pretty good that we get from Sedgefield. These are the couplers to use.
You see these couplers, it has a good 1/4 to a 1/2 inch that it like tucks in and then sticks out in the indentations of the pipe.
So those snap together real good.
I put that together, and I needed to make it a little bit shorter, and I couldn't get the connector back out.
Yeah,
it took two of us.
It took two of us to get the connector undone. So those are good connectors, but I don't know why they can't make them all like that. But that's the French drain system that we've installed here. And then up on this side, we've got a swell running from up there where you can see my finger pointing. Half of it goes down around that side of the building. The other half comes right down here. And this is little trench here that they have was temporary that they had dug. We're getting ready to put some base down here and some 57 stone for them. We're going to put a catch basin right there, and that swell that's going to be just like this one, that's going to go underneath the driveway with a solid pipe and come out over there. So this is all pipe that was taken out of their gutter downspouts. And the gutter downspouts, it's important to have the proper grade on those things because they were not emptying out. And you saw some of that in earlier footage when we were doing that, and that's what we're talking about. You got to have the proper grade and slope so everything drains like it's supposed to. And with these corrugated pipe, you wanted a little bit more slope than you would if you had like a smooth wall pipe in there. Because of the ridges, you want that to be able to have that water moving on down. So we've got a pretty good slope on this. Like we said, we had a monsoon and a rainstorm, came in with a flash flood. We came out the next day, up against the house was dry. The water came out down the downspouts like it was supposed to, not a bit of water in the trench. So this thing's ready to get some stone on top of it. And
Burrito wrap it.
We'll burrito wrap it and then put dirt on top of it. There'll be a little swell here that'll catch water, and it'll drain down toward this catch basin and seep down in the soil. And then this void with all this rock in it will draw the moisture in away from the house and keep this nice and dry like they want it. So that's 24 inches all the way across. We're a little bit wider than 12 inches, and we've got these pipe in. Yeah, I'll get some flack for the fabric we use. We use a woven fabric, and people say, well, you got to use a non-woven. This I've used both, and this works perfectly fine. I've yet to see a system that didn't work with this. Now, some people say you gotta always have fabric, and some people say you should never have fabric. That's just wrong. It's a case-by-case basis. Now, why would we put fabric on this one?
This is sand, so look right here. Smaller piece. I can pick this up and just...
So it's sand. It's the water seeps down in here really quick. It's very sandy soil. If you don't wrap that sand's going to end up all within your rock. If this were clay, like a good type of red clay that we have in North Carolina here that you could build a pond dam with, there would be no need to wrap this. You could just have your stone, and there's no need to wrap it when you've got that clay there. So it's situational dependent. So if anybody tells you it's always got to be one way or it's always got to be another, don't listen to them. Alrighty, well, we're going to backfill this with rock, get a little bit of footage for you, and go from there. right, so what are we doing now, Walker?
We are burrito wrapping French drain. Got the gravel in there. So we're just sealing it up so we can cover it with dirt.
So we got the gravel on top there. And then what he does is he goes in and burrito wraps them together. Now we'll actually use some duct tape and get that kind of all taped up against the extension part. And then you see we got a little bit of a lip here. So we'll kick this dirt down in there and pull it back in there. And so you'll have about maybe 3 inches or so. You can toss that rock to the side. So you have about 3 inches of dirt or so in there. So covering up all of this stuff. So we'll just keep rocking and rolling. He's going down there, just zipping this thing up. And then once he gets that, then we'll start to grade everything out. And there'll be a little bit of a swell here. Comes down to this catch basin. And then you'll have the driveway right there going into the carport. And then we've got another pipe to install right there. Well, that'll do it, folks. Got the dirt we dug out from the French drain over there. We spread out over there, planted seed and strawed everything. We graded a swell here on the front part. Half of it goes down that way and half of it goes down that way. So we got the tractor all loaded up, getting ready to head over to the next job. There's a swell right there where the French drain is. And down there by the front tire, there's a little catch basin. And over here by the rear tire, there's another catch basin. And it takes everything off and around to the side. So we got seed down and some straw on it. And now we just need a little bit of rain. All right, off to the next job.